National Educator.
Hello dear learner, and welcome to this lesson for Form 4 English. In today's lesson, we'll be doing adjectives, and our focus will be on functions of adjectives and typical endings of adjectives. But before we go to the lesson, let's look at the learning outcomes. So by the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify an adjective in a sentence. Number 2, you should be able to form an adjective from a given word. Number 3, you should be able to explain the function of an adjective in a sentence. So you've already learned about adjectives. You've looked at superlatives and comparative adjectives. You've looked at order of adjectives. You have seen how adjectives can be used attributively and predicatively. But in this lesson, we are going to focus on the typical endings and then the function of adjectives. So let's first of all remind ourselves what an adjective is. And an adjective is a word that describes a noun or pronoun. For example, you can talk about a mountainous country. The word mountainous there describes to us the kind of country that we have there. So if you go to that country, you'll expect to see many mountains. Then number 2, we are told that we have the adjective sensitive and young. Those two are adjective. So it tells us what kind of a girl we have there, that she's sensitive, but she's also young. So that's describing the girl. Then we also have the adjective wonderful, and it's describing the kind of friend the person has. And maybe that word wonderful shows that he appreciates the friend. So now we'll turn to our topic, and we are looking at typical endings of adjectives. And many adjectives can be identified by their endings, but we also have a big number that you may not recognize by their ending. We have words that do not have ending, like cruel. It's complete on its own, no need for adding an ending. We have a word like big. We have a word like violent, and many more. Those are just a few examples. Then many of these adjectives are derived from other words, mainly from nouns and verbs. And we'll look at that. Suffixes are added to change the words into adjectives. And you remember we said that a suffix is a word, it's just the letters that are added at the end of a word. For example, you can have the word loan, and then you add that. This is the suffix there. Let's look at a few examples. We've said that most adjectives are derived from nouns or verbs. So we'll start with nouns. So we have the word intention. That's a noun. Then we add the suffix or the ending al, and we have intentional. We have the word hero. We add the letters or the suffix ic, and we have the word heroic. We have the word waste, and you add full at the end, and we have wasteful.